if he's finally got his cable, his phone, and in his internet package, he's probably pretty happy. Who knows if John Slote will ever Harriet Tubman back up north? I did, and I've never been happier. All my dreams came true up north, similar to a Harriet Tubman. I have everything I wanted. When I lived with my dad, I'll tell you what I had. He had a lot of dreams, is what he had. And I've gotten almost every dream back when I got back to Canada. Thank God, though, our family was much wealthier than this Harriet Tubman. So we think, but guess what? Harriet Tubman got picked up by the United States Memoriam and all that. And that's why you hear the whole story. In reality, she was on her feet. I took a Boeing 757. But they called me something like a Harriet Tubman. My dad could be a Harriet Tubman too, and so could you. Hell, even going from Florida and being stuck on the peninsula and moving up or going up to some other northern state, whether it be west, east, northwest, northeast, or whatever. Well, you can't go west or east when you're on the Florida Peninsula. You'd go right in either the Gulf of Mexico or the Atlantic Ocean, or maybe you could swim over to Haiti or Jamaica. But I got back to Canada, and sometimes it wasn't, I had a hard time understanding it. Oh, was it because she was black? Because there's a lot of black people, but guess what? Even black people, when they freed the slaves, some of the slaves said, oh, no, 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 no. This is our area, and you got to go somewhere else, or else you'll never even be a Harriet Tubman. Because then the sisters, it's who's the bigger brothers and who's the bigger sisters. And for some reason, Harriet Tubman didn't fit in. She just was sort of this peaceful lady or what have you. And she just wanted to watch her goddamn TV shows probably, or make a story, or just, but a lot of people were shooting at the Civil War and all that. So then you could go north just above where they were at the battlefield. She must have been right where the battlefield was. See, I learned about that. We lived right on this battlefield. There were cannonballs. My dad lived south of the battlefield now. It was right sort of at the Kentucky and Tennessee border. Linden and the surrounding areas, Kentucky, they were big time war. It was a big time, and it's still there. I mean, when I was there, God had them really, 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 really. One of my teachers would not even come in the classroom. His name was Mr. Garrison. He has bugged me since today. I think about 6 months ago or so, he called my local police and said, Mr. Tennessee, Mr. And guess what? It wasn't a friendly thing. They were attempting to have, they made up stories. They're so infused with this Harriet Tubman story that he really frauded. That's considered fraud under the United States law. They've done this weird fraud that they thought they were going to get away with. And they don't understand. I never ran up north. We took a 757. And it cost 25 cents for a bullet. My dad paid $900 for the plane ticket. I'm in a great position, much like a Harriet Tubman. But even better than a Harriet, I'm white, I'm not black, if you want to go there. Treat me like I'm a black person because I have the brown eyes, because that's what they tried to do with Thomas. But as you can see, I'm not the one making a fool of myself right here with the corn on the cob, and watch who's watching them eat it now. No, I understand the United States' position. I was very lucky to be a Canadian citizen. They tried to erase my history and my citizenship and all that. They thought I couldn't recollect and all that. I was just keeping very quiet till I got back to Canada so I could start my program. And they tried a whole bunch of stuff. It was hilarious. I made hundreds of thousands. millions actually. And I got to go down to the United States, and I got to hear the Harriet Tubman story, and I got to meet the same ones that scared Tubman and almost killed her, and all that. And they were on the opposite side of the Nazi thing. I was on this thing like we have this great country of Canada and United States, and I can program something to make some money and like a Facebook and all that. And they were like, "Here's a gun, shoot it at these people and cause a mass shooting, and let's have sex with Barack Obama." Is what a lot of the little girls got to do. Have sex with a terrorist. No wonder you were never blessed by the name in the name of the Lord. Guess who was blessed? Nicki Minaj, your favorite one, all the way up. She copied my rhyme schemes. They had me, little did I know they had me on this line, recording me. Yeah, Nicki Minaj, I used to do this little gay thing in the mirror and all that. Next thing you know, Nicki Minaj came out with that whole little gay thing. Then they followed me all the way up. They were going to probably whack me out in the U.S. They just kept following them and all that. And finally, we got like many of their people. FBG Duck, um, Young Dolph, every single one we've gotten recently. Thank the Lord. Who else? FBG Cash. The whole group of them. We almost got Obama, and we almost got the head niggers, is what I was called. And it's not racism, it's a word here in Canada. It's called the N-word. It was an English word, and we used it, and then we got kind of, and we wanted to change it. We knew who Obama was, but we wanted to change. But then it got way out of hand. Males get taken advantage of by the females. The females are strong, and they love that black penis. And they will kill their white men for the black penis. Everybody knows that. I used to watch these forensic files documentaries about things that would happen in the United States. These files, cases. You know what a case is? It's just like a thing. It's like if they make you a case, you're open and shut, closed, gone. They make people cases, files. People watch these forensic, and they're not all good people. Some people are investing in the same shit they see. I'm the type of person that used to watch forensic files and think, well, I'm not going to do this because they obviously know how to catch that. But no, there's some guys that are watching it, and they're learning, and blacks and women, and they're doing it. And then people are ended up as these files. Good people that were living and breathing just like me, like this Breonna Taylor. Like, who is the Nazi police that just runs in and kills a little, whether she being an adolescent, a teenager, in her 20s or 30s? So you're telling me we got so many little young hotheads as the police down there because everybody wanted to be military. They just go and they think it's funny. I've heard the jokes. Oh, Breonna Taylor, got her like Breonna Taylor. She thought she was going to be this Stacks and Millie who gets to live a good life in his apartment. So why do you do that because they wanted to tarnish my name? But it had nothing to do with me. Why should an American person have some years or whatever to live in their apartment? That's why they pay rent or whatever. Even if they're smoking a little bit of marijuana and it's illegal, you don't just run in and kill them. Even if they're committing a crime, no, I say I'm law enforcement. Yeah, real law enforcement. That means somebody that actually enforces the law. I don't commit murder, okay? If a cop just runs in and discharges his firearm on them, no, that's not how it works. I'm not that type of guy. Scared of them now? Because one minute you were with them and you were attacking us. Next minute you're scared of them and shooting them. So it was their strategy to shoot Breonna, if you know what I mean. So watch who you support, because those people that I don't support them. I support the real police, the ones that keep us protected, the ones that actually have to go make the arrests, like on the Tsarnaevs and the goddamn other ones, like the Dylan Roof. They had to catch these guys. This kid, I mean, some of these American kids, and I believe in American freedom. It's funny. The kid that deserved the freedom, like me, didn't get it. And then the ones that they considered all-hearted Americans were cold-blooded killers. 1999 attack here, and California mass shooting there, and what about the schools? And there's Obama, and they said that years ago. And a lot of those people that said that's Obama, and I used to look up to them, are the same weirdo, jealous child diddlers and all that couldn't even show up to class to teach us the next lesson because he was too busy at home diddling himself or whatever in his own little American world. And it's the same ones that get up and grab their guns and they go do some shooting. Then there's another forensic file. Then they make money off the TV show. Even though that could have been a kid that might work at Walmart one day, well, that's what they say. Oh, what's he going to do? Work at Walmart? There's more than Walmart. Okay, as an adult, we realize there's endless possibilities. Endless. I will end up tired and having to go lay down before I run out of different possibilities of either things that you can work towards or and trust me, when you work towards stuff, you get the rewards. That's how the system was with me. If you spent, it was either, you got a job or you worked harder than a job, or you were lucky and you won the money. There's all different ways to get money. There's like all these different rewards you get to be a good person rather than a bad. Like what, Tom? Because, well, it's not just the police. Like the police don't usually give gifts. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they give stickers and all that. But the stickers are just the beginning. Okay? The stickers are just the beginning. Then you move on to being able to have all these other rewards. You get to have a Facebook account. Yeah, that's the one thing you start out with. Maybe you get a computer. If you didn't know, how I learned it is, well, the big thing is to get everybody on that, get a computer and internet. They did it for the Africans and they do it for the Americans too. But they gave up on their fellow Americans and they started to give it to more of the Africans. So what the ideology was is that everybody in America, the kids, teenagers, whatever, they deserve to have a computer or whatever. It doesn't have to be the fastest one. Something where they can connect to the World Wide Web. They can access not even their bank accounts yet, to access their reading materials, to maybe do some word processing and all that. Learn about things like the binary system. I got to do that. I learned almost, you'd be amazed how much I learned off this internet, which they believe that they help you get to it. First, it starts in school, where you have computer labs and you learn the fundamentals, computer fundamentals. I got to do computer fundamentals in Florida. I did computer fundamentals in Tennessee. My taxes have been paid. Like I said, my boss is a multi-millionaire, and his father is in Chicago. And my taxes were paid for that, and that's 10 years ago. But this is something that Americans don't know, I guess. That it all starts with their little personal computer and all that. All these little stories you hear about. Unfortunately, some of the guys that are at top of these, like the Bill Gates, he's went crazy. Okay, but that's why they brought in a new CEO. They have this virus they're spreading around and all that. So they got a couple of these CEOs that went crack nuts. Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Mark Zuck, and even Twitter went a little nuts on Donald Trump. So that's unfortunately what happened, everyone. It was a big hit. They lied about these IPOs and all that. They lied and everything. And then they take advantage of the people. I've been taken advantage even by the YouTubers, the YouTube ones. So watch that. They'll set you up and kill you if they can profit off it. They're not just thinking about $1,000. They're not just thinking about 500. Some of them will hit you for 25 cents, all right? Because it's 25 cents for a bullet. So how I started, well, how you have to, as a man, how you have to start to calculate. Even on the Canadian money, we have moose on our Canadian money and stuff, right? And there's the woman. That's the queen. So who the queen is to me and has been, she's desirable as the queen. But I know I could never marry her. I could only look up to her, and she's sort of like this grandmother. And they even killed my own grandmother, and they do that so that you can just look up to the queen. And there's the moose. We look at them, and from a man's perspective, we eat moose. And especially here in Canada, I either want to, well, that's a moose. And, that moose, these moose dollars, they'll either buy me the bullets to kill the moose, or I can choose to use the money to go to the grocery store where somebody else has killed and prepared the moose for me. That's how they taught it to me in school, and that's how it is. I get to choose with my money, and the more money you got, the more power you have. Whether I want to buy the bullets, or whether I want to and kill the moose myself, or whether I want to pay somebody to do it for me. Now, as you get older, you start to learn what the repercussions are of paying somebody else to do it for you. As we've seen in COVID-19, people that you were paying to do it for you, they ended up killing a lot of people, or they treated you really bad and made you feel like you got stabbed in the heart and all that. That was their big hit on you because you were paying all this extra money and all that could have went towards your horse and all that and all that. So they took advantage of ones. It's this capitalist society down in the United States, but also in Canada. And lots of people know the value of the money. When you're young, you don't really, and then when you get older, but then it may be too late for some people. The queen knows the gosh dang value. She knew about it. And that's why she would stay in her castle relatively. Now, it's very scary, I might say, for the queen. They did kill Diana, and I never understood that for years until now. And they'll kill the queen too. It really shocks me to know the queen that she'll visit with a Joe Biden or anything when those people hate her. I've went and witnessed their words right in their own home country, and it's really surprising that they go there and you never see that there hasn't been any assassinations recently. Same with the meeting with the Kim Jong-un. But shortly after the Kim Jong-un, the United States another building was hit. It was relatively around the same time I was watching on CNN and all that. They were talking about how they were firing missiles. They were test firing missiles. The word was test firing missiles over the Sea of Japan. So it was a pretty, the way they did it. I didn't know what to think at first. When I didn't see that there was any announcements on the U.S. news or anything like that, I was sad first. I said, are they that stupid that they didn't know what this one was? Are they keeping it to themselves? What is it? They never said anything about it. I'm the only one that has. They were firing over Japan, and they hit this building in Miami. And they just covered it up. And all that. And they called it this collapse. But it wasn't a collapse. I was awake the night of when they were talking about the Sea of Japan firing, and there's where that one missile hit. A building like that doesn't just collapse, all right? That is when a missile hits the side of it. Anyways, so this was shortly after Donald Trump went and visited Kim Jong-un. But then there was also this Vietnamese girl that got killed here in Canada by this gunplay who's from Miami. So Asians, they said it was unacceptable the way that gunplay set that family up. He was paid $10,000 to do some shows up here in Canada, and he out of nowhere was like acting like this crazy person, holding on to his testicles, saying it was war and all that. And at the time, Stacks and Millie had just wanted to see his favorite rapper, who the United States government confirmed that they were extremely wealthy. Little did I know they were just hungry after $10,000. He was not. He was not wealthy at all. At all. It was a big hit. So thank God that they also got a big hit. They haven't gotten this guy. They haven't gotten this guy individually. Not even the state of Florida could take this guy to jail. They got. I don't know what they got. He looks a little bit different now. He's got a shaven head. He's a complete criminal. Watch out for him. Don't give him any money. His songs are famous. It was oh, they gave him money and he's the crazy black guy. And I used to love it. But like when they say he's the crazy black guy or whatever, he is. These Florida ones are really crazy black people. I remember when we went down there, my mom got raped by Edward Watts. Then it was this guy. All right. So I learned a lot, and that was my learning experience. Actually, Rick has been pretty cool. Rick's been cool, but I've seen Rick's penis. He showed me his penis when I was 13.